Hello friends, my name is Dain Miller.
And I'm Niall Spain, and we're your fuck buddies. Welcome back to this week's podcast episode that we are currently recording.
I'm like...
For you. Well, we're not currently recording.
I've got a...
Unless you're listening from outside the door.
Yeah. Or you're listening to this on a Wednesday when we're recording next week's.
Oh shit. But this week it's on Tuesday.
It's true.
I've
got a whole different energy today, because like...
I ate dinner before I came here.
It's like I went out for a really nice lunch with Amanda and her mom, and then I went to boxing, so I've got all my punch energy. I'm full of punch energy, and then I had the leftovers of lunch for dinner. Usually I'm like, zeroing in on a hanger by the end of recording.
Yeah. No, it's, I feel we're all chill.
It might be too chill today.
I've been like relaxing. I ate a lot of pasta before I came here.
Nice.
Had a nice slow cycle because there wasn't really that many cars on the road. Although one idiot tried to kill me because she was on her phone.
Do you want to go first?
I will, because we're idiots and we forgot to answer one of our biggest contributors' questions.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is the third.
Shit! We didn't cheers.
Oh fuck. Well, we're too chill.
I know. Also, we're a dating and sex advice podcast, as I'm probably sure you figured out by that introduction, where we take your sticky, sexy situations and turn them into slightly sticky, sexy situations.
Yeah. Today it's just so chill.
All right, hit me with that question.
Okay. I recently slept with a fella that I've known for a while. He's very sweet, and I'd say we're a little more than acquaintances. After we had sex, he offered to make me dinner and take me places and do things with me. It's all very nice, but something I'm not interested in. I enjoy being single, and as lovely as he is, I'm not interested in pursuing anything with him. I'm typically a very blunt person, and that can either come off as refreshingly honest or rude. He's a sensitive dude that I know I see quite often. How do I nicely tell him I'm uninterested in anything other than sex?
It's not a hard thing. I think it's very important that you be blunt, and like you can do it in a fun way. You know what I mean? Like the next time he offers to take you somewhere or do something, you can just be like, hey, I really appreciate it, and that sounds like a really good time. But I'm afraid that if we do those things, you'll get the wrong idea. And I really just want to keep this a sexual relationship. And I'm really sorry if you want something else, because I don't. And if you are looking for something more, then perhaps we part ways.
And like I don't think it's ever a bad thing to be like, you're great. Like this isn't me, like it's not because of you that I'm not doing. I'm just like not that space. Like I'm not looking for a relationship. However, sex is pretty great. Yeah. Am I right? And he'll probably be like, yeah, sex is pretty great, and then you guys are good. Yeah. I think being straight up and honest, like, don't like being blunt is cool. Like being honest is cool. Being blunt is like you're not taking the time to think about how you're saying it. The delivery is like, I only want to fuck you. Yeah, like put a little bit of empathy in it. Like make sure you kind of understand what they might be feeling, or like how you might offend them. But like, I think honesty is like the way to least hurt somebody. Yeah, I mean, like other than like obviously don't call him sensitive, but like the way you described him, either. He won't like that. Yeah, but the way you described him to us is a great way. You know what I mean? Like I really enjoy you. I really like hanging out. Like I like fucking you. And I would prefer to just keep it at that. And it's like, and if that's not what you're looking for, it's time to move on. Because like the alternative is you don't address it because you think he might want something more. And every time you bail on him, he's going to get more sad. It's not even that. It's more like... It is also that. It is that. But it's going to be like, it's going to be one of those things that it gets to a point where you can't address it anymore, so then you don't address it, and then it's just that elephant in the room where like you think he thinks that like this is going to be something that progresses, and you don't want it to progress, but you've left so long to actually like bring it up. Yeah, you mention your intentions that like you would kind of seem like a dick if you were just like, oh hey, by the way, or he might not even feel that way at all. Like, sometimes people just like to, because you guys are friends, and maybe he'd be doing that whether you guys are fucking or not. Like, also, it could be that he doesn't want it to go further, which is, I think, maybe worse if you have that impression in your head, but it's not actually even legit. It's always
you don't
good
know, right? To have that chat about being like,
What are we?
What are
Never.
we?
I fucking
no, but like looking, figuring out what people's intentions are, or at least putting your hand on the table and being like, I'm not looking to date anyone. Really, just want to have sex with you. That's where I'm at right now. Because let me flip it around here and say, if you guys are both on that page, there is nothing wrong with like fucking and then going to get sushi or something like that. You know what I mean?
Thing. Like, sometimes that can
makes
be
things really cool.
Yeah.
It's really awesome when you can you get to become a really good friend with the person you're having sex with, because let me tell you, the sex is only going to get better.
Exactly.
And there's a little less of that weight. Like you will feel, there's always that sort of that feel of being used. Even if you're on the same page, there's always that sort of emptiness that comes with,
or even the worry about seeming like you're using someone. On either side, there's that, do I just get up and leave now? Do I have to stay around and do small talk? At what point do I just kind of dip out? And when you haven't really established those kind of boundaries, that becomes really hard. If you guys are chill to the point where he's like, hey, you want to go to sushi? And you're like, yep. Or, oh, actually I'm busy, but
it's
gotta go.
No, actually I just want to go home. And it's as long as you guys are cool and you guys have are on that that level, it's great. If you're just
pretty much the best.
No, actually I'm just gonna go home and watch a movie.
Yeah.
And it's all right, cool, take it easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get sushi.
Yeah.
See it. Or I'm gonna order sushi. You know what I mean? It can be really good both ways. But
also, then you get to go fuck, take a nice break, resupply, and fuck again.
Yeah.
As opposed to if you want to fuck twice, then you're just gonna have to sit there for awkward small chat.
You gotta wait.
You're all both on
recharge.
Instagram just scrolling.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's a good time. It's a real good time if you can get on board with that. I think we've talked about it before, where it's just because you're having sex with someone doesn't mean, and you're only looking for a sexual relationship, doesn't mean that the only time you get to see or have to see that person is in bed.
It also doesn't mean you can't be friendly and close.
Yeah.
You can have a really close, awesome relationship and still only fuck someone and never date them.
Yeah.
And it's the best way to only fuck someone is to 100%. Be also super close with them. That's the best.
Yeah.
It's literally the best of both worlds.
And yes, it's it's a slope that could lead to someone, hashtag catch feelings.
Yeah. And that's a risk, but at the same time, once you guys are open, then when it does arise or when it starts to arise, no one's going to feel afraid about being open about it.
Exactly.
Fuck it.
If you fostered this sort of relationship that's
you're not scared to talk
fundamentally
to each other.
Rooted in just being completely open and honest and constantly communicating with one another, you're going to be okay. Because when those feelings come up, hopefully you won't be scared and you'll be like, hey, just so you know, I'm actually starting to develop some feelings for you. So maybe we'll scale it back, or
what do you think?
Yeah, or where are you?
Yeah.
Because it might be one of those things where you're just okay, yeah, and you retailer the parameters of your relationship. And it doesn't necessarily mean you become exclusive. It could just mean okay, we're our main booze. And then if we want to,
that's what our podcast should be called, main booze.
Main booze, yeah.
Damn it.
And if you want to then see other people on the side, that's fine. Or if you want to become exclusive, there's
just
no
keep it open, and that I think that's the best way.
2019, man, there isn't just two options. There isn't single and dating.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There's so much gray area that we can play in, and it's becoming far more socially acceptable, and people are willing to try things that originally weren't.
Talking about anal.
Yeah.
Hashtag playing the gray.
People are willing to try things that they weren't
societally allowed.
10 years ago, I would not have been down for open relationships or polyamory or any of that kind of stuff.
But you were also 11 years old 10 years ago.
I was not. I was 21.
He's lying again.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
This comes from user Captain Duck. Girlfriend of 7 years, she's a 24-year-old female, vicariously lives through YouTube couple vlogs. So as I mentioned in the title, my girlfriend of 7 years vicariously lives through these YouTube couples. She watches every day for hours. It was never a problem before until she started to juxtapose our relationship to theirs. She compares how I treat her to how the couples treat each other in their vlogs. Whenever we get into arguments, she'll just walk away and binge watch these couples for hours. I feel like these couples promote an idealized relationship that is seriously impossible to maintain in reality, but my girlfriend tries to hold me to these standards when she herself doesn't even do it. and I honestly feel like it's killing our relationship. I haven't talked to her about it because all she does is tell me how bad I treat her. I'm sorry, man, I'm really trying to make this work, but it makes me feel incompetent as fuck. I feel like I'm not good enough for what she expects anymore.
Well, two main things there. One, like, you have to realize that that is not reality.
Yeah.
Like, that just flat out is not reality. That's like looking at someone's Instagram and being
or
like,
Facebook or any social media.
Yeah, it's so tailored.
Yeah.
No one's like taking a picture of their fucking diarrhea and being like, well, I'm ill as fuck. But they are taking a picture of their
I'm sure there's an Instagram account that exists.
You know what I mean. Like, everybody knows this. It's all tailored. It's all like, and also especially with this, like with a series that they want you to come back, like they're almost making a show for you.
Also, you're seeing, like, I'm assuming these vlogs are probably anywhere from like 5 to 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
I don't know. But also,
like, you're seeing
bullshit.
literally a fraction of them where they're on and playing a persona, because I'm telling you right now, they're playing a fucking persona.
100%.
Even if they're very, very similar to who they are as people, there's still that facade of, like, the camera is on.
Yeah, they're not going to not self-edit. They're not going to be unaware that people they don't know are watching them. And, like...
And no one's going to be like, we're a great couple, but we fight all the time. Because I'm telling you right now, they fight all the time.
Yeah, and if they were fighting and it became time to vlog, guess what? They're probably both going to, like, buck up and pretend they're not, and then fight again after. Like, and the fact that she doesn't realize this is a major red flag. But secondly, the fact that despite thinking this all is real and expecting it from you, she refuses to do the same back, means she's a massive hypocrite. And that, in my sense, is way worse, because she don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's something that, like, he specifically says that he hasn't brought it up, but, like, you gotta bring it up. Yeah, there are two things you have to do. One, you have to bring it up and be like, hey, you need to understand that, like, you're holding me to these standards that, like, what if I was on Instagram and I followed, you know, Gal Gadot, or, you know, some...
Obsessed with her this week.
know. Or, like, you know, some famous, very attractive
or if you were holding
Hollywood
people to
celebrity.
Porn standards while you fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
if you watch porn for hours on day, or days... Hours
on end.
Hours on end. And then we're like, oh, well, you know, this certain porn star has a bigger ass and you're not doing squats, or, you know, whatever. Or you're
why
not...
don't you let me tie you to a fence and blow, you know, why don't we have a penthouse apartment with a dick couch?
Yeah. Damn.
I'll watch weird porn.
Yeah, you got specific tastes.
I really want to look up dick couch now, because you know there's one.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I sat one in fucking Amsterdam.
Oh,
wasn't there a big dick couch?
It was a dick chair. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah. No, it's you need to be like, look, I love you. This is great.
Yeah.
However, you do need to realize this is not real.
This is entertainment.
Yeah.
You're consuming entertainment that people are producing with a very specific purpose of making people want to come back and watch more.
Yeah. And also, the whole point is you're meant to yearn after their life. If their life was either the same as yours, like, if it was the same as yours, why would you watch it? You'd be like, oh, okay. She's got diarrhea again. She's just sitting on a dick couch. Like, whatever.
She knows she's lactose intolerant. Why did she eat that pizza?
Oh, she's struggling to pay rent, and she's not really happy with her job. Oh, she's yelling at her boyfriend because she's comparing him to a vlog. Vlog. Again.
Vlog.
Yeah, like, that would be bullshit. So they need to give you this, like, rose-tinted possibility of life that you yearn for, because that's why you're coming back. It's like why we watch TV shows. It's like superheroes and fucking extreme scandals and all this bullshit.
Any fucking reality show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Imagine if The Bachelor was just like, you know, dumpy dudes.
They're also fucking scripted. So it's like to drop that bombshell on you.
Yeah. It's
we done ruined your Tuesday if you're listening late.
It's just, you just gotta understand that, like, you really have to address it. And again, if she's then going to be like, no, this is how we should be, it's like, okay, well then I'm not the one for you. Yeah. You're gonna have to find someone out there
insane enough that they think those are real life standards.
Who is also so absolutely obsessed with appearances that they are going to falsify their life enough for you. Yeah. And if that's what she wants, it sucks. It's a super unhealthy decision, but you can't fall in that rabbit hole with her.
Get the fuck out of there. Yeah, like, you can't live a life of, like, insanity, and that seems insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. If she's not willing to change, if she's expecting you to
jump through fucking magical hoops, but she won't even realize that what she's watching isn't real life, then you need to go. You'll
have to be like, I'm sorry, I'm clearly not the one. And it sucks. It's a 7-year relationship, but I mean, it's...
But hey, sometimes that can be great. Fresh lease on life.
Yeah.
You know?
So you'll have to like, yes.
She's 24?
Yeah.
Y'all dated young.
Yeah.
So...
there's
she needs a shot of realism in her life.
Yeah, and it's you've got to like make the effort to save your relationship, make the effort to
obviously
make it clear, but then also you also have to understand that like your mental health is also very important, and if you've reached the point where the only way to save the relationship is to take a huge detriment to your personal life and safety and mental health, then you have to understand that that's not worth it. That's not...
And you can't be held to these false standards.
Yeah, that's not
like watching Gossip Girl and being like, whoa, why didn't you do that?
Yeah, it's like watching literally any entertainment and being upset that your life doesn't emulate it.
Exactly. And if you turned that back on her, people would be called... Like, you know what I mean? If you look at it in any other sense, it would be fucking insane. I think it's because it's presented to you as this realistic thing and as these real people that you then feel.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you followed like a fitness model and then measured her every day,
right,
like it'd be fucking crazy.
You only have a 4-pack. She's got 6.
Yeah,
fuck, she got 8.
Look at how small her waist is.
Yeah,
you're like 4 inches bigger than her.
Yeah, or like this guy. Every time he's on fucking Instagram, his girlfriend's just pouring him champagne in the background or bringing him food while he lounges by the pool.
Yeah.
Why aren't you doing that?
Why aren't you doing that?
Yeah. Where's my food and my champagne whenever I want it?
Yeah. That sounds pretty nice.
Insane. But what if she is watching a very boring vlog and he just sucks? And she's like, "What? Why don't you let me sleep in our bed? Why don't you let me sleep in our bed ever?"
Taking the garbage out.
Yeah. He's peeing in the toilet. Why won't you?
Look, they're having a meal together, and she didn't have to pay him for it.
Look, he hasn't covered her in paint in hours. Hold still.
Look, he puts his cigarettes out on an ashtray.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, that could be a very, hopefully not true.
Yeah, you're not perfect, bud.
All right, hit me with a new one.
Okay. Okay. I got a few real weird ones this week. Okay, well, this is from Ask Reddit After Dark.
Oh.
My friend wants to jack me off. Like, just a casual experience to just see. We're not gay. Should I let him?
It's always so weird that people are so quick to be like, we're not gay. And I'm not even going to be like, if you let a dude jack you off, you're gay. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even matter.
Well, firstly, if there is no gay and straight. It's a sliding scale.
Yeah. If you want this dude to jack you off, if this experience sounds fun, then fucking do it.
That is literally the answer.
Yeah.
That is the answer. But also, I'm guessing you do want to because you went to the internet.
Yeah.
You want to, you feel like you shouldn't, so you went so some stranger can tell you it's cool.
Yeah.
And you probably went to the wrong place because the internet's probably going to say no, but
I don't know, Reddit's pretty liberal. But hey, here's 2 guys on the internet right now saying like, yeah, if you want to do it, fucking do it. No one's gonna give a shit.
Yeah,
I mean, like, unless you live in a super rural, sort of scary town
unless
for
you're
gay people,
put yourself
and you
in
think this is
danger
like
from
a secret
parties,
sting.
At which point, don't put yourself in danger.
Yeah,
but like, if you want to, why not?
Yeah.
If you don't, then don't.
Yeah, consent is a beautiful, lovely thing, in that if everyone's on board with it, you don't need to worry about the label of what sexuality you fall under, because there could be literally the one and only time a dude will ever touch your dick.
Yeah. Maybe you'll do it and be like, not for me.
You don't have to worry. You don't have, like, it's not a question that should keep you up at night and being like, am I gay?
Yeah, if you are, you are. If you're not, you're not. Like, or, well, actually, no, that's completely opposite to what I'm saying. But you know what I mean? Like, if it's an issue, it wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're a gay man, you're a gay man.
Yeah.
If you want dudes to every now and then jag you off, then you're whatever that may be. Maybe you're bisexual. Maybe, you know what I mean? You're pansexual or whatever.
You just don't give a fuck, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter.
So if you want this dude to jerk you off, just let him jerk you off.
But also don't do it if you don't want to.
But if you don't want to do it, don't do it.
If you feel like you'll be seen as homophobic, or you feel like you're doing it kind of for them, like,
The only reason to be apprehensive about this is for your own safety.
Mm.
If you think that like, oh, maybe he's gonna like go and then tell everyone, and that's gonna like fuck your life up, then don't do it.
Yeah, like if you live in some backwards piece of shit place.
Yeah, exactly. Where like, oh, you're going to lose your job, or maybe you'll be like followed out of a convenience store and beaten to death. Like, yes, don't do it.
I got real grim.
I know.
But yeah, like, so obviously safety first, but if you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Cool. This comes from user sisters the -rapist. I'm assuming it's supposed to be sisters therapists, but like a weird.
Ugh. Well, I don't know. Was it a question about him being assaulted by
men?
The user's sister?
Would you like it if your partner immediately unzipped your pants when you haven't seen them in a while? This guy I'm seeing has been away for a while. We had sex already before he left. He likes when I tell him that I miss his dick. He can be insecure about his size, although I love it. I'm seeing him soon, after more than a month apart. I'm going to spend the night at his place. Do you think he would find it sexy if I briefly hugged him and then immediately unzipped his pants to suck his dick? It sounds pretty hot in theory, but I don't know what it would translate into in real life. Would you like it if your partner did that? Disclaimer, I know it's highly individual. Just want to get some male perspective, even though it's not identical to his.
Yes.
You'd be okay with it?
Yeah.
But here, so, yes, I think I would be as well.
Obviously, there's context, like...
I think you would need a step in between. Just to sort of, like, you know, when you're happy to see someone, you're not necessarily in a very sexual mood. You know what I mean? Like,
you're seeing.
I know, but like...
Also, like, imagine it this way. She's going over to spend the night. They're clearly not very close, but they have fucked. Yes. So I'm pretty sure the entire goal of the night is to fuck.
Absolutely.
So you're probably going, hell yeah. They're going to come, we're going to fuck.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is like, maybe a hand on the pants. Like, to like give a hug and then just drop to your knees, I think that's a very jarring... I think that could get in your head.
If it's literal... Well, okay. I can kind of see where you're coming from. If it's that sudden, and you're not expecting it,
and you haven't gotten worked up,
you're probably not hard yet. At which point, if she starts going for it, you're not hard.
Exactly.
At which point, you're going to be thinking, oh no, I'm not hard. And then you're not going to be hard.
Yeah.
Especially if you're upset about your size, then you're going to be the smallest you can be, apart from being in freezing cold water.
Exactly.
So it's going to be even worse.
So what I'm saying is, like, maybe just whisper in his ear. He likes it when you say that you missed his dick. So whisper in your ear and be like, you know, put your hands down his pants, or put your hands, like, you know, on his crotch and say, I've missed your dick.
Yeah.
And that right there, you've opened the door. And if he's not quite ready, or if he's uncomfortable, you'll know. You'll pick up the sign. He'll take a step back or whatever. But like, chances are, he's gonna get rock hard immediately with like an approach, and then you like, you've gotten the okay. Get down there and start sucking. That's fine.
Or spade work. If you tell him you're gonna show up and you're gonna get on your knees.
Well, I think that sort of defeats the surprise.
Yeah, but
she's going
it also kind of defeats the surprise if you have to like build up to it. And even then, it's like, you know, does this person, is she going to give him enough time to fully appreciate it, or is she just going to say what you said and then go back down there immediately? Yeah. They're both two ways to do it. One, yeah, the surprise is great. The other one, the anticipation is great.
Well, I think like, even if you just like keep it vague and be like, can't wait to suck your dick. If you just hit him with that like 5 minutes before, or like, you know what I mean? Like anything like that. Because then that sort of like wow factor of you just being like going right for it is still going to be there.
Yeah.
You've told him that you're really looking forward to sucking his dick, but like a lot of guys will probably assume that like you're going to catch up, you're going to chat, maybe you'll have a drink, you'll cuddle from foreplay. But if you're just going right at it, he's going to be like, "Oh, fuck yeah, hell yeah." But I still think that door, you know what I mean? Like that door needs to be open.
Oh yeah, I do think so. Either build up to it a teensy bit, so you don't catch him by surprise, like in a bad way.
Exactly.
Or literally flat out tell him what you're going to do and build that anticipation.
Yeah, I mean, again,
you're right. I don't think just boom.
Yeah, I don't think like a hug and be like, "Hey, it's really good to see you," because like because you're going from like a very friendly and a very sentimental and a very sort of like really nice place to be like, "I really missed you so much," and then you're switching into, I'm a horny sex freak, and it's such a jump that like, as much as we love women who have like the full spectrum of being super compassionate and sentimental, and also being a freak in the sheets, it's a sliding scale. You know what I mean?
like,
And you can't, to go from 0 to 60 is going to jar, like, it's going to be a jerk for anyone. What?
Yeah, so it can work out, but there is possibility for it not to.
Yeah. So just open that door a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, preheat the oven.
Yeah. Also, like, he's probably not going to know where you guys are at if you haven't seen each other in so long. Like, for all he knows, you come over and you're like, hey, just heads up, I have a boyfriend, but still want to hang out. Like, do you mind? Whatever. So, like, there's always going to be that tentativeness.
Yeah, that text 5 minutes before you get there, or that whisper in the ear.
Bringing you over to say, I have chlamydia. You gotta give him time to shut down that sexy, like,
that's what I'm saying.
What if he's like, hey, I just want to let you know, I just found out I tested for chlamydia.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like,
or he started seeing someone.
Yeah.
Or, you know, there's any number of things.
Or what if he just got back from the gym and he's worried he has a sweaty dick. And he doesn't want you just popping it right in. Like, no.
Yeah.
You gotta give him the teeniest bit of warning at the very least.
You've got to give him the chance to say no.
Yeah. Before it becomes too awkward or a bigger deal. I feel like that's fair.
All right, hit me.
Yeah, this is by user Joker's Red Ace. Since they have a strap-on dick, do they have a strap-on version of a Virginia?
I think they have, like, the Ohio. They have.
So they definitely have the Cleveland Steamer.
Yeah, they have most of the Midwest. I don't know if they've gotten the Virginia yet.
So obviously that's a spelling error. Do they have a strap-on version of a vagina?
I think probably the closest thing you'd get would be like some sort of like attached fleshlight.
What's the point?
I don't know.
Like,
I'm assuming
you have a butt.
Yeah, but not everyone wants to be penetrated. This is like.
But then what's the point?
For the person who's wearing the strap-on vagina, probably nothing. But sometimes people are fine with just, you know.
Yeah, no, it's just for me. I don't know. But I mean, also, like,
the trouble. There's a logistical problem with the strap-on vagina because they need to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So you can't just like put on a pair of underwear that has a fake vagina on it because like.
Yeah.
There's still.
So it would have to like go in your undercarriage. At that point, you're like,
yeah,
you're in the way your pluribus, though.
The only thing I can think that it would be useful is like for doggy style, and it would like strap on sort of underneath your situation.
Yeah. I don't know. As far as I've seen, there is not one. But
again,
there's probably a holster for a fleshlight.
Yeah,
or
I'm
you
sure
could probably just duct tape it to somebody.
Yeah, a couple belts.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
And that's my answer.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I just saw that and thought it was really funny. So,
do you have another one, or do you want me to go?
Probably as bad, if not worse.
Oh God!
Are you ready?
Yep.
And again, I saw this and I just kind of was surprised. If Violet, Invisigirl from The Incredibles, has sex, assuming she's of consenting age, would you be able to see his dick through her if she goes invisible, or would the penis also be invisible? By user State98.
Oh, because you can see through her.
Yes,
but you also don't see like
what's in her.
Yeah, you don't see like her insides, or if she like ate a candy.
Yeah,
you wouldn't see the candy. So I think it would be. I think it's like an occlusion field. I think.
Yeah,
you would see the tip of the dick, but once it's inside of her,
I
don't think you see.
I feel
anything.
like it's being blocked by the invisibleness.
Yeah, because like, how would her powers know what's meant to be invisible?
Exactly. But also, like, if she ate food, you'll just see like a banana floating around.
Yeah.
Or like soup. That'd be really weird.
I'm sure there's a scene in one of the Incredibles where she goes invisible and like pops a candy or something, or like takes a bite of an apple, or you know what I mean? Like you see like something float and like then, a crunch come out of it.
And then no floating, digesting food.
Yeah.
Imagine if your power was to go invisible, but you still see all your organs and like digestion. That'd be fucking fascinating.
So just your skin goes invisible? Or your skin and muscles?
That'd be horrible.
Imagine if it was just your skin.
Yeah.
So literally you're still 100% visible. Just terrifying.
That would be kind of really funny.
I mean,
it would be it would be effective to a certain degree.
If you chose like a scarecrow style, like, I mean, I don't think you'd be a hero, but like if you had like a gas that like made you hallucinate and you were just like a skin man.
Yeah.
But also it's like you'd have to be able to fight because people would probably immediately attack you out of fear.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if I saw that, I'd be like,
Yeah, some fucking skinwalky boy was just coming at me.
yeah.
You better believe I'd attack him.
Yeah, these are my wonderful questions.
Cool. I have a really long one, but thankfully
you do.
he's included a TLDR.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw in a few of the stuff.
Yeah, you can read. I'm sure.
It's really
we got this guy who'll edit the boring parts out.
It's really long. I just don't want to read it because I'm also lazy.
That's fair.
This comes from Reddit user Environmental Ease 0. My wife, 25, let her idiot friend, 28.
Oh, is this the rifle one?
Negligently discharge one of my rifles. I'm angry with both of them, and my wife is acting like I'm being unreasonable.
I actually was going to bring that one.
Yeah, so the TLDR is my wife pulled out one of my rifles without my permission, gave it to her friend who then fired it negligently. I'm super pissed, and my wife is pissed that I'm pissed, and it's all a mess now. Help. So if a little bit more detail is like he was out of the house, and his wife and her friend were like talking about how they were going to go hunting, or like the friend's husband was going to take them hunting. And the wife was like, I'll show you how to like how the rifles work.
Yeah. Well, like the husband had been teaching the wife how to use a rifle, which is why she's somewhat familiar with them. But at the same time, like, I don't know if you've ever been around guns or gun users. They're very, like, they're terrifying instruments. Like, if you're a dumbass, or if you're even just clumsy or whatever, like, there are rules. So, you never point the gun at anybody.
No.
Even if you literally know it's unloaded and you have literally unloaded it and it's not even anything, because there could be around the chamber, there could be whatever. Yeah, so it's like,
Brandon Lee died.
You don't want to have a fucking risk. You just fucking like you. So so you got to be careful with these things. And as a gun owner, if you're anyway responsible, you know that because you have to.
And he is. So like the other thing was like he knew the gun wasn't loaded. He kept the guns locked. Yep. He also kept his ammunition in a separate safe, also locked. So they had opened both. She had loaded the rifle, and then they shot it
indoors into the ground.
They were standing in their house, and they shot it into the ground in the backyard.
No, they were in the barn where the guns were, and they shot it into the ground of the barn.
Oh, fair enough.
But like, it's not indoors, but it's like still. But also, this friend is apparently a bit of a dumbass.
Yes.
Either way. He's upset because it was unsafe. Initially, they lied to him as well. And
yeah.
She said that it had already been loaded and they didn't whatever. But then
found upon him finding the ammo safe was also
the
open.
ammo was unlocked.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, there's a bunch of... Anyway, I'm not going to get into the specifics of gun safety because I think everyone who knows anything knows this is fucking dumb as hell.
Yeah.
The situation was that he confronted her and he was just like, "That's you know better than this because I taught you."
Yeah. And I think you'd be understandably upset when you hear a gunshot on your property and run out. You know what I mean? Like when no one's meant to be using the guns.
Yeah.
Right? Because he came out immediately because he heard the gun discharge.
Yeah.
And I think things got a little bit heated, but also like I feel like that's reasonable considering they're incredibly dangerous. And that has to have been a pretty big fright.
Yeah, her complaint was that he's treating her like her dad. He was being like a dad, like angry.
Well, he was like, you can't touch the guns anymore, which they're his guns, firstly, which not only in general has like proprietary like status, like he owns them. They're his property. He can say that if he wants. But secondly, legally, if something happens to those guns, like if a dead woman shows up shot by one of his guns.
Well, exactly. Like, if that friend shot his wife, you know what I mean? Like, that's his gun killed her.
Yeah. And liability aside, I don't know if there'd even be like, suspicion on him.
Oh yeah, exactly. So he was like, well, I didn't really, the bedside manner there wasn't good because he was pissed and like,
and scared.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like that bullet could have ricocheted off anything. You know what I mean? You're in a fucking bar filled with, I'm assuming, probably metal tools of like, shovels and shit. If she accidentally fired that gun off into anything, it could have ricocheted off anything. It could have gone through the wood and hit something in the woods. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the property size. He could have been
walking to the barn to see what they were doing.
There's like any number of things that could have happened and ended in death.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario.
No, I feel like he is completely in the right.
Yeah, and it's like, cool. In heat of the moment, maybe he probably didn't, choose his words correctly.
Yeah.
But also, fuck it. you have to also understand the gravity of the situation and
Yeah.
understand that like there's a certain amount of fear and anger that comes in, and like that can't really be tailored. He was concerned that like now they're avoiding each other, and she's super pissed at him, and he was trying to figure out how to address the subject without seeming paternal and like treating her like a child.
Yeah.
And I think, and like why he also didn't understand why she was so mad that he was mad. And I think I have an answer to that, and it's because she's embarrassed.
Yeah, she's embarrassed for two ways. One, she probably realized she did something stupid. Secondly, she's probably embarrassed at what her friend saw, because her friend clearly doesn't understand guns and gun safety and all that shit. So for her, she was probably trying to be cool and be like, look, I know rifles, I know guns. Like, look at my new thing I've learned with my husband. And then he came in, yelled at them, took the guns away, locked it up, and probably made her look kind of dumb in front of her friend.
Yeah.
And also, she probably knows she fucked up to such a big
That's the
degree
thing
that
is,
at this
like,
point, it's like hard to, you know.
Any adult who like knows better, like if I did something fucking stupid, like say I leave the oven on and burn the fucking house down, you know what I mean? And Amanda gets mad at me because of it, I'm gonna get defensive. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like there's that initial of being like, well, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Like, it's like I obviously didn't do it on purpose. You know what I mean? It's like there's that sort of thing, and like, well, there's that sort of like initial reaction of being like, obviously I fucked up. Yeah, you know what I mean? And then like the longer it goes, the sort of like it turns from you being like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot, to being like, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? And it's like that.
But some people don't have that. I get it.
No,
you know what I mean, that's why I'm like making faces when you said that, because I don't see you as, especially for something that serious.
No, I know.
I know you're throwing out hypotheticals, but like, I'm sure you've dated people like this. I definitely have people who like, the more in the wrong they are, the more they double down on the like petulance almost, because they never want to face it. Whereas like, I get what you're saying. Like sometimes in the heat of the moment, you might be like, well, whatever, but then afterwards you're like, okay, yeah, sorry, you're right. Because it is like kind of that human nature. Like,
I'm gonna wager that this is a matter of both of them are very proud, and neither one of them is willing to go over and be like, "Hey, I lost my cool," or the wife say, "Hey, I fucked up." Yeah, you know what I mean. And that's what you need to do. And despite the fact that this guy, I think, is 100% in the right to have gotten upset and to have been angry, sometimes you have to be the bigger person, or sometimes you just have to take the first step and go in and be like, hey, I'm really sorry that I treated you like a child in front of your friend, and I'm really sorry that I talked down to you like that and was condescending to you. But you have to understand that I was scared for you, because you could have died. Yeah. And I don't want you to die.
That's 100% it. Like, again, it's hard to tell how dramatic the conflagration was, considering we weren't there.
Yeah, and it was from his point of view.
Yeah, if you went overboard, 100% apologize. Yeah. You know, you don't have to take back the message, but you can definitely take back or try to apologize for the delivery. Yes. Explain why that happened. You were terrified. Yeah. Explain why you were terrified, which is her possible death, your liability, your possible, you know, like, legally speaking, you were in trouble. Like, emotionally speaking, she could have died. Like, her friend, like,
that's the thing, is like, you hear a gunshot on your property, it's like gunshots rarely mean nothing. So
also,
it's like
he could have had a gun somewhere else and come out, like, it could have been a fucking disaster.
Yeah. And
imagine he thought someone else was like,
the thing is, if that was my situation and I hear a gunshot on my property, I'm walking to that gunshot expecting to see something dead.
I'm running.
Or very injured.
Oh, the worst case scenario is flashing through your head. Yeah. So for that 20 seconds it took him to get to the barn, you were probably dead.
Yeah, he probably saw your stupid friend like in a corner crying while you were bleeding out on the barn floor. Yeah. Like, that's probably what he saw. And it's like, and I think if you explain that and just be like, look, I'm sorry I yelled at you, and I'm sorry that like you said, I'm sorry that I delivered my message that way, but here's the reason why. Let's sit down and talk about this and make sure that it never happens again, because I love you, and again, I don't want you to die. Yeah. And I think that opens, like, you've expressed your humility. You know what I mean? And hopefully she will be like, I totally get it. I was scared. I fucked up. And
that's the thing. I'm sure.
I understand your point. And hopefully you guys are mature enough and love each other enough to like come to that sort of peaceful conclusion. But you definitely need to like
You need to like
you need to go
be the
in
bigger
on
person,
on a very mellow,
whichever one of you is listening, because
Yeah.
I'm sure one of you are. And like, be the person to bridge that gap. Like, your pride isn't worth your relationship or the misery you're going to be in living together for however many hours or days this silence stretches. Like, that sucks. Like,
Yeah.
nothing is worse than that. So just go and be like, hey, let's talk.
Yeah.
Like, suck it up. One thing I did see in the comments that was really interesting is people recommended having a third party come to teach some gun awareness things, which I think is good, because I think you're not going to be thinking of it in a personal sense. You know what I mean? It's not just like, this is Dave thinks this or Dave thinks that.
Yeah, that's
if like
exactly
a professional fucking like gun instructor, I'm sure that's what they're called, is like, hey, this is X, this is Y. Like, you're 100% you can never do this.
Yeah, it's like if you actually go to like, you know, the gun rifle club or whatever, you know what I mean, like the shooting club or the gun range or whatever service,
gun rifle club,
and you know there's a fucking test at the end of it in order to get your like gun handling certificate or whatever, and it's like, yeah, I think it's absolutely a super useful thing.
Yeah. On this topic vaguely, there was a gang in Ireland a while ago, and the leader of this gang, who was like, I don't know the exact story. I think he either wanted his gang to be more impressive and proficient, or he was upset at their kind of lack of talent with regards to guns, which are not a very big issue in Ireland at all. But either way, he decided to gather his guys in a room and give them like a demo on how to like disassemble your gun and reassemble it and like whatever. And in the middle of this thing, which was on video, he put the unloaded gun to his head and was like, then there won't be anything in the round, clicked it, shot himself in the head and killed himself. So that's why you never point a gun at your head, even if you are specifically doing a safety. Died. Everyone knows who that is.
Everyone knows who Brandon Lee is.
Nobody's ever heard of this person.
It's Bruce Lee's son.
Okay. He's not old enough to have a son.
Bruce Lee?
Yeah, he's like 7. The famous chess player?
Fuck you.
This is by Opposable Apples 1. How to cuddle. Not really, not NSFW, not suitable for work. Recently, my first actual relationship with a girl. I got no idea what I'm doing. How do I go to hold her hand? Like, just reach for it or something else? Is it acceptable to sit with my arm across her back / shoulders? How the hell do I cuddle?
I don't even know how to answer that. Cuddling should just come natural.
Comfortable. Blech, sorry. Cuddling is never natural.
I think
they're hot, your arm's going dead.
Well, I'm not saying comfortable.
That's fair.
I'm saying that, like, we cuddle when we're kids. Like, one of the first things we do when we're born is we're put in a cuddle position on our mother's chest, because it's, like, one of the most important things for babies to experience.
Well, this person is clearly overthinking things if he's worried about holding hands. Yeah. So, first one, how do you go about holding someone's hand?
Yeah, you just reach down and hold their hand.
You reach down, you hold their hand. There is no play. There is no, like...
Yeah, there's no, like, you don't, like, walk your fingers down her forearm and then sort of, like, flick one of the fingers up and, like, weasel your hand in. No,
what you do is you get a little dab of honey and you secretly get it on her hand without her noticing, which is the hard part. That's why nobody holds hand. Then you wait for a fly to be attracted by the honey and land on her hand. And then you go to swipe it off and you accidentally hold it.
Yeah, be like, oh no, your hand's so sticky. I can't. Oh no.
Then the honey sticks you in place. And no other thing works. If you just reach for it, she'll be freaked out.
So here's what I would suggest for your cuddle maneuver.
Well, wait. We gotta go to question 2.
Okay.
Cuddle's the third one. Is it acceptable to sit with my arm across her back / shoulders?
I assume he just means, like, have his arm around her?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No. I mean, it depends on where you are.
It is never acceptable.
What?
I'm joking.
Oh.
I'm
taking
the piss. Like, obviously, I figured.
Don't do it in class.
Knew that.
I'm assuming this kid is in the high school.
You never know.
But yeah, like, don't do it in places where. My thing is, like, if you'd feel weird kissing them, like, keep your PDA to yourself.
Yeah, and also everyone has their own individual levels. I'm sure you have yours and they have theirs, and that's another thing I was gonna add at the end when we weren't doing funny things, but I guess we stopped the funny things. Everyone has their own, like, sometimes people don't like their hands held at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do. All the time. You know what I mean? Like, literally all the time.
All the time.
So it's up to you to figure out. And you do that by cues. Like, if you reach for someone's hand and they kind of, like, shrug it away, And you can always ask and clarify if you feel like you're overdoing it or underdoing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They also have agency in this, and they'll probably hold your hand or put an arm around you at some point.
And that's my point for the cuddle is just lying flat on your back, have your arms out, and just say, "Come here." And
yeah, like middle of the street.
She'll figure it out. She'll wiggle her way self into a cuddle position.
Like, you're new to dating women, obviously, as you say in this question. You don't get a choice on how to cuddle. They will just wrap themselves around you like angry sloths.
Yeah, they will.
They'll pin you down and cuddle the shit out of you.
Yeah, you
think?
I know we talked about agency.
Yeah, but you think you have a choice?
You don't have a choice here.
Oh my god.
You ever share a bed with them? Hey, guess what? You get what they give you.
Yeah, you're gonna be entangled in limbs.
Yeah, you want 1 foot of bed? You're lucky you get that.
Yeah, no, you're gonna be hanging off. You're gonna be sweating.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be trying to tear them off you while they sleep with a contented smile and an iron grip.
Yeah,
you're fucked.
And also, like,
enjoy your freedom while it lasts.
Most women are always complaining they're cold, except when they fucking cuddle you, and then they're just like,
they're furnaces.
Hey, I'm gonna turn on my superheat powers.
Yeah, turn that on before, and we wouldn't need the cuddle.
Maybe just do that when you're fucking wearing a blanket when it's 30 degrees outside.
Yeah, it'll work. You know what I mean? Do what feels comfy for you. Try be careful about that arm going numb, because that can suck.
Spooning takes a while. You'll figure it out. Everyone's got their tricks.
Yeah. There'll be a long time where you'll probably suffer through a good 20-30 minutes of you with like the arm behind your back, like dying on the bed, or the arm under dying on the bed. Crook of the neck, it's always good. You got a little bit of wiggle room there.
Honestly, I don't do the under the anymore. I put my hand up, use it as like
they use it as a pillow.
The back. No, I use it as a pillow.
But like, they'd be there.
No, you put it up, or like sometimes I'll put it under the pillow too.
Okay, yeah.
And like up and over their head, so I can just sort of like snake it on out.
That's fair.
I don't do the hand underneath anymore because I want it. It's my arm.
I think
you don't get it.
One of the best webcomics I ever saw was dealing with this exact question, and there was two couples facing each other, or like they were like, yeah, they're facing each other, and like, you know where the arm would usually go, like around them, like your right arm, their left arm. It then switched angles, and there was a cutout under the bed, and both arms were down playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots against each other. They were like, this is how cuddling should be done.
Yeah. Bona Nacroin.
Pardon?
Bona Nacroin.
Okay.
A Reddit user.
That's a thing.
Asks, what does it really mean when Boomerang Man shows up 6 months later wanting to apologize? When a man has already apologized to you, you break off contact for 6 months, and he requests to see you again to apologize. What does this mean? Have any of you ever done this? This is a man who is routinely in and out of my life that I care very much about. The good vibes only doctrine has not been working for me. I spare you the deets. So we need to figure out right now, when she says he's in and out of her life, she also calls him Boomerang Man.
Yeah.
Is this a Superman situation? Is she the Lois Lane to Boomerang Man?
100%. It's like, this is the thing. You really need to... Like, she needs to step away from her life, I guess, and like put herself in his shoes. When you're fighting crime, you can't exactly be there all the time, right? Like, he's in deep cover in fucking Scarborough, like taking down fucking drug rings with his boomerang and nothing else. Like, you can't do that in a day. I'm sorry that he can't be there for fucking cottage trip you're taking with your buds.
Also,
but like, he's coming back.
He's doing it for you.
Yeah.
Have you never seen any superhero movie ever? Why do you think they have secret identities?
Yeah.
It's so that you're not a target of whatever nefarious villain he's fighting.
Yeah, and when it's safe, he's there for you. And that's what counts.
And when it's not safe, he's there for you, saving your ass.
Exactly. Also, like, he's a boomerang man. Like, he's shaped like a boomerang. Do you really think he's not gonna...
Is that his power? He can throw himself like a boomerang? Oh my god, that's so right.
Maybe stop throwing him away, because he's just gonna come back.
He's gonna come back. He doesn't have a choice.
Like, every time I throw him out of my life, he just comes right back. It's in the name.
My thing is, hey, Boomerang Man, where the fuck's my apology?
Yeah.
You know how many times I've been like commuting and he's like fucking tearing up the train tracks, fighting a villain?
Yeah.
Making me late for work. Never apologize for that. Smashing fucking windows with your goddamn boomerangs. Never apologize for that.
It was his brief stunt as a bus driver where he kept short turning and going back.
Yeah. You know how annoying it is to get halfway to where you're going before you just turn around?
Although, to be fair, like, I can kind of see how hard it must be being him, because that's his life.
Yeah.
Unless he's got a really strong friend. He has a very short radius of travel.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a little insensitive to expect Boomerang Man to stay put.
Well, obviously.
Because you're asking him to go against his nature.
Yeah. I don't tell immovable rock boy that he needs to come travel with me. Because guess what? No one's been able to chip through his hard exterior to get him to be mobile. He's just rigidly stuck in the middle of downtown, and like, yeah, he's there when I need smooches and good loving, which is great, you know? And like, that's amazing. But I gotta appreciate him for who he is.
Exactly.
Like he's a lump of rock with a boy hat with one of those helicopter things on his head. And the boy immovable rock is of age. He got the name when he was young. Don't worry, this isn't weird. I'm not gonna make him move because he never has.
Yeah, maybe you should apologize to Boomerang Man.
Thank you. He wants to fuck and then he's gonna leave again. That's it. Because he's a boomerang and you keep throwing him. Next question.
Okay, if we're gonna discuss this. Actually, so I'm torn here because she says that the guy's already apologized.
Yeah,
and then he wants to apologize again. So like I think I've mentioned it before where I did like my karmic reset and I tried to approach everyone that I felt like I had wronged in my past and apologize to them.
Yeah.
If we took away the like already apologized thing, I think it's worth giving people a chance.
Sure.
Depending on the nature of the hurt, to apologize. And I'm not saying that for the sake of them, but it's also sort of
nice for you.
Yeah, it might give you a little bit of closure, and it might help you, heal a wound that you might think that you've put a Band-Aid on, but hasn't fully healed. If it comes down to the fact where it just seems like they're trying to weasel their way into your life, you have to be strong enough to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And moonwalk out of there. But I don't think there's anything.
You also don't owe anybody anything. So if you actually don't want to, then don't.
Exactly. Yeah. But
I think you're right. It's either that. It's either like a legitimate apology, or it also I guess depends on what happened and why.
That's the thing. If it's a really serious thing, if he's assaulted you or is abusive to you. Fuck it. That apology doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but
even if he's sincere about it, even if he's gone and got help and done therapy and has completely reorganized his entire life, it's still like you don't require him or you don't owe him the chance for redemption.
No. But also on the flip side, if it's like he wasn't there or he was like a little spacey, and then he tells you like a relative has died or he's dealing with some health issues, even then maybe listen to the apology.
Yeah.
Again, or he just because wants to fuck.
Just because you receive an apology doesn't mean you have to accept it.
Nope.
So you can hear him out, and even if you're just like, look, I don't want to meet up with you. Yeah. If you want to apologize, you have my number, you have my email, you have my Facebook or whatever. You have a means of contacting me. Hit me with your apology, and then we'll go from there. And if it's not worth my time, I'm not going to respond to it. And if it is worth my time, maybe I'll respond to it. Again, I don't owe you anything, but if you want to give me an apology, you can contact me.
Yep. And if they require your kind of like input, then no, you don't owe them work to make their apology happen.
Yeah.
Like if you really don't want, you can be like, cool, you message me or you can call me. I'm not putting in effort just so you can like. You're apologizing because you fucked up. I'm not going to put myself out so you can make yourself feel better. If I don't mean enough for you or this whole thing doesn't mean enough that you can just message me or call me or do it on my schedule, then obviously it's not a real apology.
Or if you think that like, this is worth more than just an email, it's like, it's not. To me, it's not.
Yeah.
And you're apologizing to me.
Yeah.
So, slide into them DMs.
Yeah.
Because I ain't going anywhere.
Or slide out.
Yeah.
Into those NMs. No more.
I want to wrap this boy up because I'm hot.
I'm fucking sweating.
Thank you very much for listening. It's a hot one today, and I don't know if we're going to survive this, to be honest. We've got a few more minutes left, and I hope we've got the sweat in us to make it.
I'm becoming Liquid Man. Boomerang Boy's friend.
Is a Boomerang Man.
Oh, sorry, it was a movable rock boy.
A movable rock boy. If you have a question for us, You can hit us up on Facebook at FCK Buddies Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at FCK_buddies. And you can also send us an email at fbuddiespodcast@gmail.com. Also, please, if you enjoy the podcast and you have an iPhone, please open up your Apple Podcasts app and just hit us with a rating or a review or both. If you're listening to this on an Apple phone or like an iPhone, you already opened up your app, so just hit us with a review and hit us with a like, please, because it'll really help us out. Thank you.
Tell a friend. Tell one friend. That's your homework for this week.
Yeah.
Each of you, one friend. And it can't be a friend who introduced you, because that's cheating.
Or just post on Facebook or something and just be like, hey guys, this is, if you guys like podcasts, here's one that we listen to.
Yeah.
Because we love you. And this will make us love you even more.
Yeah, we want to keep doing this.
We do.
You know.
We're going to be making some moves soon.
Yeah, the more momenties we got,
the better.
Thank you, Josh Eagle and the Harvest Cities, for the song Paper Stars.
All right, I'm going to get comfortable, and you're going to hit me with some sex writing.
All right. Ugh. Well, this is... So, unfortunately, we stopped fucking bears. This is The World Was All Before Them by Matthew Reynolds. In the dappled shadows, the bodies cling and thrust and arc and stretch. Toes splay. Arms prop shoulders from which a torso slopes. Two legs spring into the air. A head flaps from side to side. Fingers tense. Hips grip and ankles twine. Forehead bows to forehead and hair touches in the air as eyes look longingly into eyes. Thighs vie, lips, lip, and... But damn it, what was this? Anxiously, he began to get the impression that his vas deferens was initiating its rhythmic squeezing too soon. But phew, she too seemed to be surfing the waves of neuromuscular euphoria, so that as, sweating, panting, he bowed his forehead to her chest, she gripped him tight, her sharp nails stabbing, and then they were grinning and kissing each other's noses, cheeks, then they lay entangled for a moment breathing, and then they rose, one after another, went for a piss, came back and settled into bed again.
I mean, I like the ending.
I like that because it's like the fun kind of not sexy, because it injects like a little bit of realism that's kind of cute and whatever. But the rest, it sounds like...
One, it sounds like the fucking monsters that we fought this week in Pathfinder.
Right? 100%.
The fucking just melted ooze people.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think the word vas deferens should ever be used in any sort of sexual manner.
But also, like, the irony of, like, describing this, like, involuntary, like, wild, like, sensation in such a stupidly slow clinical manner. Like, he began to get, like, imagine your fucks from, like, honey, I'm beginning to get the impression my vas deferens is initiating its rhythmic squeeze. No, he's like, he started to come.
Also, let me just tell you right now, I've come a lot in my life. I've had a lot of orgasms in my life. I could probably not tell you a single time that I identified my vas deferens
ever
activating.
I would imagine no one has. If you have ever identified the activation of your vas deferens, call us.
Yeah, please let me know.
Yeah, no, it's...
Although the next time I'm about to come, I'm gonna try to zero in on those bad boys, see what they're up to.
This is it's the stupidest shit.
All right,
we
hit me with some Dain before I fucking pass out.
Yeah, I'm gonna I could slide out the door and it's not even open right now. You just slip through. Dan says, new post: how to get your ex back, long distance.
Oh shit, he's moving. She's moved away from him. Not even crossing continents can save you from Dain.
No, there's nowhere you can go.
Yeah, he'll find you.
He is Nemesis.
And he'll get you back. He will. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Dain Miller.
And I'm now Sweaty Boy Spain. Sweaty Boy Stain.
Sweaty Boy Stain.
Ooh.
Not wrong.
No.
And we are, of course, your fuck buddies.
Sleep tight.